bored. Y'all need to get the fuck out because y'all fucking up the vibe with all this soft ass shit.
Soft? These are classic trash.
Classic trash?
But you know goddamn well I ain't say trash.
I'm talking about my fucking real life.
Y'all get the fuck up out of here and stop some horror shit. Out of town, thugging in my crown. New jet, booty hole brown. And that's the color if you didn't know. I hate to tell it to you cause the shit's invisible. The mascara, this what them bitches scared of. I beat your ass with the power of error. Hey, who the fuck is you comparing? I'm not them, don't get them hoes embarrassed. And I'm fresh up off the island, wildin', fly bitch, only fucking pilots. If there is a choice, then I'm only choosing violence. Put you in your voice, now you gotta move in silence, bitch. Who you bitches think you playing with? Saying shit, Aphrodite and I'm making playing shit. Fuck your man, ho, never been no cat to save a dick. And I'm 5,000 years old and ain't turned grand shit. I'm the truth, like my last hoe, and an asshole. You can get your ass beat, better ask a last hoe. I don't need my seatbelt, but I'm finna crash though. I'm a fucking princess, I don't need a castle, bitch. What y'all playing with?
Bloody, I'm scared. I don't know what the hell that was. Wherever Mel got that from, but okay.
Shout out to H Bane. Shout out to H Bane. I watch a lot of his videos. I like them.
I don't know where we're going with this.
One of them got that fire, boy. One of them is spitting that fire.
Be hot fire. It's hot fire. Die line. Hot fire. Oh, guys. Anyway, hey, man, thank you for tuning in to another episode of I.O.W. Sports Show.
Right.
Man, Wakamar in the building. Detroit Mel in the building. Two happy fans. Their football teams both survived and are still kicking.
They're playing this year.
Yeah, they playing football this year, dog.
Right.
Playing football this year. But hey man, before we get into the divisional round recap, Lions, Chiefs, Ravens, 49ers advance to the Final Four.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk some of that. We'll talk about some of the fallout, some of the coaches, players, and how some of these teams that didn't advance to the championship weekend, what's in their future. We'll definitely talk about that. And we'll definitely have a conversation about some of the things that Kevin Durant had to say.
I didn't see that. You want to enlighten me.
Trust. I'll enlighten you. And then,
I think he should have said, can I get a brush? That's what he said. Can they get a kitty kit? Can I get a perm? That's what I should say.
Can I get that just for me kit?
Right, you know what I'm saying? Just for me. Can I get a hot cold? That's what I nigga should have said.
Hey man, give me that just for me kit in the side of that Luster's cocoa lotion.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah.
They go old school. Let me get some of that just for me, some Royal Crown and a do-rag.
Hey man, when whenever you're wrong, I'll stop you. But hey, real recognize real, and that boy real nappy and ashy. So
For real.
oh goodness. Oh man, forgive us. So as you can see, we're starting off on a good note. Hey, that's just the fact of the matter is, this is what happens when you tune into the I.O.W. Sports Show.
You know what I'm saying?
We provide more than just sports commentary. We provide life or death situations,
right. And real scenarios for you.
Yeah, that man.
Real scenarios for your ass. Yeah. Your hair is nappy, and we gonna tell you.
We're gonna tell you. You mean like, hey, take a brush of that joint, dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I gotta ask you, which one is worse? The fact that KD know it, or when LeBron was trying to brush his scalp about a week ago, and he was brushing real hard, but he had nothing to really brush.
Right. Wasn't doing nothing.
like
one of the niggas that had pussy for the first time, doing all that stroking, but wasn't doing shit.
But I'm like, bro, what are you?
No, that's a hard one, bro. No.
Like, what is you brushing, man? Like, unless you about to wave up your thoughts.
That nigga brushing ideas. Shit. Ain't no way of that.
Look, you waving your scalp, make it
right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, make it look like them English bulldogs.
Nigga got the Sharpay going on.
Oh Jesus! Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's get the preliminary stuff out.
Bring it back in.
Yeah. Let's get the preliminary stuff out the way, because we was really about to go on a rabbit hole of roasting. So I felt it. Hey, do us a favor. Go on the I.O.W. Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram. Most importantly, the YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Lets you know every time we drop new content. I.O.W. Sports 1 on Twitter as well, where you can follow I.O.W. Sports. Or if you want to follow each of us individually, you can tap in with Detroit Mail on Twitter. He finally got a Twitter account. I'm glad because man, the I.O.W. Sports DMs was getting out of control. So I'm glad he directed all that towards his own personal DMs. So yeah, man, I saw a midget with 2 left feet that you had talking to.
Hey man, I can't even pass it up.
She was kind of curvy though. I ain't even gonna lie.
I saw it have my shit harder than a dry cookie.
So yeah, y'all want to tap in with him? Go to Detroit Mail at Twitter. And of course, Detroit Lions fans, y'all can tap in with him. He heads up the No Name Podcast, a podcast dedicated to the Detroit Lions. So definitely do that. And then if you want to chop it up with me personally, KC Wildcard Mar on the Twitter, and Wildcard Chief Podcast dedicated to you Kansas City Chiefs fans. So we got content all over the place over here at I.O.W. Sports. So make sure you tap in with all of it. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said before, hit that YouTube channel up. Got to hit it up. That's where all the content is at. That's where it's stored. And yeah, man. So I definitely got to start right here with Kevin Durant, man. I mean, I like KD. I think his talent is in the basketball world is A1. You don't see most cats built like him, you know, being almost 7 foot, wingspan, crazy long, and you know, pretty much unguardable. There's nothing, you know, and I've never seen too many defenders been able to block his shot. So he's pretty much unguardable, and he has, you know, point guard skills, literally, for his size. Although he is definitely frail in the tail, and you know that's he's definitely frail in the tail. But you know, he's a unicorn. He's right. It's not something that you don't see on a regular basis, and that's fair to say. But here's the thing. My man came out and said some, you know, he felt some type of way, I guess. And he said to ESPN, NBA.com, you know, Why shouldn't I be in that? What haven't I done? And it was on if he should be in the GOAT conversation. This was quoted to the Arizona Republic, and I got to thinking, and I had some thoughts, but I definitely want to hear your take on this, big homie. Like, what are your thoughts on Kevin Durant saying why shouldn't he be in that conversation? What haven't he done? So let's listen to some of the stat lines that he has. A two-time NBA champ, two-time NBA Finals MVP. He's won the MVP once. He's a 4-time scoring champ and a 13-time All-Star. Does Kevin Durant have a legit beef, or is he just flapping his gums, man? What are your thoughts on that?
I think when you're talking about GOAT, when you had that conversation, your career not over yet. The same thing with legacy. You can't talk about why you're not legendary and you still playing.
Mm-hmm.
Retire. And let's go back and examine your entire career.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can say, okay, let's look at putting him in that conversation because of what he has accomplished. But then, you have to add in when you compare, was he on his fourth team?
OKC, Golden State, Brooklyn, Phoenix, 14.
So you on your 14, so a lot of things you accomplish, like championships, you had to go somewhere to get it. You still haven't proved that you can win a championship with a team that they center. I won't say they center around you because Golden State kind of did center around him, but it wasn't your team, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they gave the reins to you, but it wasn't your team initially. So you haven't proved that you can go to a team, just you, have them build around you as the featured player, and then win a championship. So that's a glitch or a mark on your resume. The skill there, yeah. Then injury kind of sideline you to what your full potential can be. So all those things still got to add into the GOAT conversation. But until you retire, none of those things I think I will apply to your resume until you retire, and I can step back and get a panoramic view of what you've done. And then I can say, okay, these things do apply, but he did do this and that to kind of offset that. So I think you have to wait to retire before I start adding you to a conversation of GOAT.
Okay. It's funny that you said some of those things, because I was really thinking along the same line of thought process when this question came up, and when it came across my phone, and I was like, this would be interesting to talk about, because look, the resume, it's a good resume. Hall of Famer, yeah, he'll be a Hall of Famer. That's easy. Obviously, the standards of being in the basketball Hall of Fame are pretty lax nowadays anyway, but that's not neither here nor there. But when you say GOAT, greatest of all time, and obviously, people are going to have their, thoughts and feelings on who the actual true GOAT is. But I think we've also had on this conversation many of the times that, you can be a GOAT in your time that you play. You necessarily have to be the overall GOAT. That'll always be up for discussion and debate. Right. Overall GOAT. That we're not worried about that. We're just talking about when you're talking about the greatest of all time to play basketball, and you say Kevin Durant, and I'm like,
it doesn't. I mean, to me, when you say greatest of all time, and you start naming out players, I don't think he's in the top 10 when you start naming out players. Because now you are not just talking about people that you see right now. You're going back to people you've seen in the past.
In the history of NBA.
The history of NBA that you can remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't talk much about Wilt. I never seen Wilt play. Can't talk about Bill Russell. I never seen Bill Russell play. I seen film. I never seen him physically play. Yeah. So I can't talk about them or Oscar Robertson, because some people mention him. And we can go down the list, Jerry West, all those people we haven't seen play. It's hard for me to give you a good assessment or evaluate whether or not he compared to him, because
now Jamel capping me, y'all. That motherfucker is old. He was around when they say let my people go. Don't let him fool y'all. Sarah, people go.
Hey, you trying to cross the Red Sea so we can play some basketball, nigga?
Yeah, don't let Bell fool you.
Moses didn't cross the Red Sea. That nigga leaped across. He was the greatest of all time. In sandals.
He was the first Jordan.
You know, he's the first Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He's like, see y'all outside, nigga.
I got my Air Moses on. What's
All
up?
right, you know what I'm saying?
Let's smoke.
That nigga felt like, that nigga good. That nigga
good. Goodness gracious.
But yeah, so you can't. So I can't really say about those players. So then you start getting more into modern times, you know.
Yeah.
Jordan, Kobe. How is he compared to them? But then I still don't think it's fair because we're still looking at Jordan's overall game. We're still looking at Kobe overall game. Tim Duncan, whoever you want to name that's already retired. We're looking at their full resume. And I don't think it's fair to compare him until we get his full resume.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's why you're not in the conversation. You know, is he in a top 25? Hey, I argue that.
I can make an argument.
You know what I'm saying? Top 20, I even argue that.
Top 20. I can go top.
I even argue that. You know what I'm saying? And if you put him somewhere between 20 and 15, I still say, okay, I'm not gonna argue that. When you start getting below 15 and into like 10 to 1,
that's
I don't
when
know.
you like,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's when the real debate really begins.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, so I think that, and if you're not in at least the top 1 to 10, are you in the conversation of GOAT? Can I put you in that conversation? If you're not from 1 to 10 of the greatest players to play this sport, can I really put you in that conversation to GOAT? So I still have to stand on, let me see your full resume, see what you do. So say he's played with Phoenix for now to retire and he wins 2 championships. I think that's
a different conversation.
I think that's a different conversation because now you can say, okay, he's done it with a team that he actually went to and they build around him, you know, that kind of thing. So I just think that he just need to calm that down, pump his brakes, you know, and just wait. And if you're not, you're still a great player. You still one of the best players we've seen play in this era, in this time. Yeah, that's nothing to wink at. That's nothing to get upset about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's still a great accomplishment. So, you know, I can't really. I think he needs just to pump his brakes and just wait and let the people decide. Don't try to influence people. It's not a presidential race. You're not running for Senate. You know what I'm saying? Just let the people decide, and whatever they decide. And you know, it don't take away who you are. You know who you are.
Yeah.
That's like you unsure of you.
That's a fair point. That's a damn good point. Because the thing about Durant is, you know, the man, he's been in the league since he was 19. All right, he's 35 now. You know, he
ain't that old.
Yeah, he's 35.
Oh wow! Yeah. I didn't realize that old.
Yeah, so we saw him come in at 19. He's 35. We've seen his whole career. So I mean, we've seen the bulk of his career. And right now, you make a valid point. The only thing he could really add now is, you know, a couple more accolades, like championships, MVPs, and things like that. More stats. That's the only thing he can really add. So, like, for me, I think we've seen enough of Kevin Durant to really say that, you know, to your point, you know, I can make an argument for 15 or 20, the greatest all NBA players to ever play. I can make that argument. But, you know, you start going from 10 to 15, and we're really having a serious debate at that point. You know, I think that's where the conversation really starts. Because that's always, that popped in my head initially when I first saw this, when he said that. I'm like, I mean, there's some bad motherfuckers that play in the NBA. And I'm like, I don't know if I can just have you leapfrog some of these cats that was like that in the league. And talking about
I think too, you talk about when you get into that conversation, when you talk about Jordan, Jordan changed the complexity of the game. You know what I'm saying? He changed the complexity of the game.
You're hitting another point.
And it's not, you know, the game was different when Jordan left, he left the game different.
Mm-hmm.
When Kobe left, he left the game different.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
even LeBron James.
I'm saying, and LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Love him or hate him.
Yeah, you got to
change the complexity of the game.
Yeah.
And then if you look at Tim Duncan, he changed the complexity of the position.
A power forward, yeah.
A power forward, you know what I'm saying? So those people you got to look at. Now, you can say to a degree Durant has, because of his size and what he can do with his size, he has, but I don't think he made that much of an impact like those players did.
I see where you're going in that aspect, but I will say he kind of changed the game slightly of a small forward because of his body frame.
I think, let me say this for you, if I'm thinking about it. I think if Chris Webber wouldn't got hurt, he would be the Kevin Durant of the league. I think him and Larry Johnson, I think those injuries, if they wouldn't have got hurt, we'd be having a different conversation.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I'm also looking at the fact of a couple of things that you said that I 100,000% agree with.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you were up 3-1 on Golden State, a 73-9 team. You were up on them,
right?
3-1, and you didn't close it out.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't, and you said, "Man, if I can't beat them, I'm gonna join them." I'm sorry, that's not GOAT move, baby.
It's not. Kobe wouldn't have done that. Michael wouldn't have done that.
And I know what people are gonna say.
Oh, I know LeBron might have.
I know a lot of people, especially LeBron names. People that dislike LeBron. Or LeBron did the same thing. Yeah, and trust me, I knocked that against him.
Yeah, that's a thing against him.
But I also recognize of other things that LeBron has brought to the table in game of basketball that keeps him in that conversation.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm looking at Durant. I'm like, man, I can't say that when all the weight was put on your shoulders to lead this team to victory, I can't see that you did that. Right. I can't see that, and I'm not taking away. If we're talking about pure basketball skills, him being an offensive weapon, you can have that conversation of being one of the most skilled, basketball players. I'm not going to debate that because his skills, especially offensively, are worldly. They're extraordinary.
Right.
Well, when we talking about GOAT, it's not just about being one side of the court or the basketball. We're talking about overall player, and that goes to Hakeem, MJ, Kobe, cats like that they affect both ends of the basketball court or both sides of the basketball, where they're making problems on the defensive side and they're a hell of a problem on the offensive side. That's what I think about when I hear GOAT. So it's I don't know if I could put Katie in that conversation. And this is just based off of, the guy came in the league at 19. He's 35. I think we got a good enough sample size to compare it. Like you said, before he hangs it up, he probably got maybe 3-4 prime years left, maybe, and he could probably add a championship and MVP. Cool, we can have that discussion. But I don't know if I can leapfrog a lot of bad motherfuckers that have played in the NBA and put KD above him. I'm not ready to concede to that yet. I'm not ready to have him leapfrog the LeBron James, even the Steph Currys. Because when we also think about GOAT and something that triggered my thought process, what you said earlier, talking about an effect on the game. Jordan effect on the game, Kobe effect on the game, LeBron, hate him or like him, effect on the game. Steph Curry has left an effect on the game of basketball. Like you talking about cats that, hey man, let me perfect my shooting, and I'm a sniper anywhere on the court.
Caitlin Clark,
yeah,
is affected by Curry.
Yeah, like Curry's game has been modeled. It's been carbon copied. So like it's not a lot of people. First of all, it's not a lot of people that are built like Kevin Durant,
Right.
that can carbon copy his game.
Right.
I know people are going to say, what about Victor Wembanyama? And I don't. He's nowhere as skilled as Kevin Durant. I don't think so. Now, if you're talking about, kind of similar, tall and lanky, getting what you want on the offensive side, sure, if you want to have that comparison, have at it. But I don't see too many people that can say that I carbon copied my game after KD. Because first of all, nobody's going to be, tall and Slim Jim like him, like that.
Slim Jim.
You know what I'm saying?
What's that, Slim Jim?
So I thought that was an interesting conversation. So I'm like, hey, people have at it. Jump in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe. Jump in those comments. Let us know what you think. Is Kevin Durant a GOAT in your opinion? Why or why not? You heard our answer from us.
Right. He might be a GOAT in comparing to his hair.
Yeah, because that shit mad.
Mad it.
Hey, yo! This shit mad it like a mother. Hey, you ever seen them YouTube videos saying mad it? They got to shave
right.
Like straight buckshots.
Right.
I seen that.
I've seen that before.
I'm sorry, KD. You do look like them kids that they feed over in Somalia for 35 seconds, bro. I am your captain now. All right, let's keep this moving, man. Well, hey, we don't want no problems, KD. We know you be having them accounts going crazy,
right?
On social media, man. Yeah, I will fight you.
I'm getting this money. Oh, this nigga hit me. Oh shit, that's like $10 million hit, nigga.
In there, dog.
I'm gonna growl like, oh shit. For real.
Yeah, that's wild. No, we got love for you, KD, man. Don't come after us, man.
Oh, we got love.
We just having fun, dog. But yeah, man. Let's talk about this NFL divisional round, man. Hey, man, I just got to get how you feeling, man. You never experienced this ever in your life being a Detroit Lions fan.
It's true.
I mean,
disappointment. I experienced disappointment after disappointment after disappointment.
Y'all boys in the NFC Championship game, man. I get like talk to us. Did you ever think you guys would ever be in this position?
Not this year. I'll say that. Not this year. I mean, watching how they was building and stuff, and the pieces they was putting together, I said, they might be able to get somewhere, but I didn't think it'd happen this year. I thought they'll win the division, maybe win the first playoff game, and then that'd be like one step. But then next year, it'd be where they're going now, step 2, and then maybe by that third year into the Super Bowl. That's what I thought it would be. But now, man, I was telling somebody the other day, I was like, when season first started, I was like, I get 10, maybe 11 wins. I'm looking at the schedule. This might happen. And then once they got over that, I was like, well, should they better get 13? Then they got cheated out of Dallas. I was like, okay, we take the 12-5. All right, they won the first game. I said, all right, that's all I expect anyway. Then when they won that first one, I was like, should they better win the second one? So it's like every time they do something, you start moving that bar. Mm-hmm. And so, hell, I want to see these motherfuckers in the Super Bowl now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just what it is, but it's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling. And what really makes it nice is like watching the people back home and how they reacted. Mm-hmm. I'm like, the way they traveled all year round. I mean, they went to some people's stadium. You ain't seen nothing but that blue, the Honolulu blue.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this a home game.
Yeah.
So, you know, watching them travel, watching how like yesterday, it was like they was doing the interviews. It was a good 30 minutes after the game was over, and the stands was still full.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't like it was you know, people trickle out and you have a few. No, the stands was full of people. And then it spills out in the street and they celebrating. So it's a good feeling, man. It's a good feeling. And I like what they building as an organization. Even back when they went to the divisional round, they got blown out by Washington in 93, I think, in 93 or 91.
Yeah.
The organization didn't feel as complete as it does now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like the team had good pieces on there, good team, but it didn't feel like a complete organization. This time it feels like a complete organization from the owner to the GM to the coaching staff to the players. Everybody wants to fight for each other. Everybody wants to look. I mean, it's still a business now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting it twisted. Somebody will get cut. Somebody don't do what they got to do.
Yeah.
But as far as like feeling like a cohesive unit, it's the first time I've seen it like that. And
Yeah.
you know, that makes me like sometimes like, you know, I'll be like, oh man, I like this. When I see like how when they do interviews and how everybody react, they make you feel like you're a part of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it feel good, you know.
You know what? And I've seen it happen here in the city, Kansas City. This is what I hope happens for Detroit. Not just as for the Lions, because you know they rocking one of my favorite colors. I love the Honolulu blue.
Right.
But I hope that it helps rebuild the city. And what I mean by that is the success of the team brings in more attention to the city.
Mm-hmm.
I felt the same thing happen here in Kansas City, where the success of a football team, you know, the business part of it generates more money for the city.
All right, I forgot to turn the comments on. Somebody in the commented. What's up, Nick?
You know, that they take the success of the team and it becomes a continued success that you that you you know, able to build upon the city, able to take some of the finances, and I hope that the mayor or the governor of Michigan, and they use the revenue that is getting generated and they deploy it to the right parts and pieces of the city to revitalize the city. You know what I'm saying?
I saw a stat, I think it was yesterday. They said that the 2 playoff games generated $52 million for the people around the city. And like going into the restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like let that money be able to resource some things. We haven't heard anything about Flint in a minute about the water situation. Hopefully, it has gotten better. But if it hasn't, you know, take some of this $52 million and get these citizens some water. Just give them some water. Look, when we say sports has always been a microcosm of life, this is what we're talking about in this instance: is take the success of the sports team and let it spark a financial boost to spark something, spark a change in the city. Right. So that's what I would like to see. At least, you know, Detroit got the draft coming in next year. That's going to be a financial boost.
Right.
You know, then you hopefully you can see things come down the line like a World Cup or Olympics or whatever. Because hey, Kansas City, we got the World Cup coming here in a couple of years. You know, I don't think we would have had that if we didn't have the success of the Chiefs generating money and bringing attention to the city. It's happening, and now it's been on a continuous span. I'm hoping things like it happens the same thing for Detroit. That you know, you saw the rebuild coming. You got the breakthrough this year. Let it be a sustainable period of success that it can generate more and more and help the city. I mean, hey, to me, it goes hand in hand. So that's what I would like to see. So I definitely wanted to get your opinion on that thought process on how it's going to affect the city and all that stuff. So, but yeah, man, Lions get that victory, man, over Tampa Bay. Kind of give us your breakdown on the game in general?
I mean, it was a good game. If you was an outside person looking in, you can see the entertainment value of the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was back and forth for a minute. Even though it was back and forth, the Lions still look like a better team. I mean, the defense gave up a few plays that was kind of like, oh, come on, man. But the pass rush was getting to Baker, whether or not it was sacking him or giving enough pressure on him to make him get rid of that ball quick. I mean, Hutch was pushing that line back. A couple of times, Hutch dropped back into coverage. I saw him I saw not Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn do some different things. Like he dropped Kaminsky in coverage once or twice, Hutch in coverage once or twice. So like he's gonna rush and he'll drop back in coverage to cover the crosser route from the tight end. For the most part, they handled the swing, the screen pass pretty well. Only thing I didn't like is like as soon as they moved with that safety off of Mike Evans, they threw the ball to Mike Evans and got big chunk yards. I think Cam is a great number 2, just not a number 1 corner. And plus he's too short, too little. And handling Jefferson and Mike Evans, they taller than he is.
Mm-hmm.
You throw that ball up, that's all day. And and the ref's not letting you play physical in that game, then you lose that advantage. Because he's a physical corner. You know what I'm saying? Like I was watching the game at the sports bar yesterday, and a couple of Detroit, it was mostly Tampa Bay fans. There was a couple of Detroit fans in there, and one guy's like, he garbage, he trash. I said, no, I don't think he's trash. He's just not a number 1. He's a good number 2. And his good attribute, he's a physical corner. But if you in a game where the ref is calling things tight, then you lose that advantage because you don't have height. Yeah. You already had that working against you, and then now you can't use physicality. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of lose that. I think that they did throughout this whole year and into the playoffs. They found little plays to make at the right time to win the game. You look at the wild card, the pass to St. Brown that iced the game, and then Derek Barnes picking off Baker at the end of the game, and then Todd Bowles not calling the timeout thing. Ooh. And then his explanation was kind of like,
man,
like
I'm glad you brought that up.
It's like, nigga, what?
You brought it up because I wanted to talk about that one in depth just a little bit because so for those who didn't recall, I can't remember where the ball was at on the field, but they were in field goal range,
right?
Or at least in range to make could make a field goal,
right.
But it'd have been maybe a 40+ yarder, 50+ yarder field goal if they went for it. But fact of the matter is it's 36 seconds, 37, 35 right there. Seconds left on the clock, and Detroit just nailed it. And he had a timeout, so it'd have been 4th and 12.
Right.
So they would have had to do something. So kick the field goal more than likely because they were in somewhat field goal range.
Right.
You don't know if they're going to make that.
Right.
You don't know if they're going to miss it. I mean, ask Buffalo. And we'll get to that in a second. But I did not like that from Todd Bowles.
You fight to the end.
Thank you. If you ask me, dog, on some real, if I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, I'm asking for that man's job.
Right.
I'm being serious because this is a divisional game playoff. It's a playoff game. It's do or die.
And on top of that, though, you look at before halftime, they scored in 30-something seconds. They scored 30. So if you missed the field goal, or if they had a punt, I can't remember exactly what that. You didn't have to punt it to you. You got 30 seconds. You just proved you can come down the field and score in 30 seconds. You proved that.
Mel.
It didn't make sense.
Mel, you fight till you can't fight no more.
Right.
In the playoff game. You keep going until literally till the clocks strike 0. And I have given my all. You literally have an opportunity because you don't know if that field goal is going to be made. You don't.
Right.
That's the name of the game. Shit happens in the NFL.
Right.
The NFL be NFLing. So regardless if they made it or not, I'm still going down fighting. I'm on some Titanic shit. I'm captain down with the ship. This is playoffs. Playoffs. This ain't week 1.
Right.
This ain't week 8. This ain't week 18 where there's probably nothing on the line, whatever it is or don't. This is a playoff game where a chance for you to go to the NFC Championship game and gives you a chance to play for an appearance in the Super Bowl, a chance to get a championship. How does Todd Bowles not recognize that? You don't concede. There's no conceding in a playoff game.
Right. For real. That didn't make any sense. Any at all. I forgot what's I could his explanation.
Bro. No, I'm being so serious.
Oh yeah.
If I'm a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I am calling the owners. I'm sending a mail. I'm tweeting. I'm Facebooking. I'm Instagramming. I'm YouTubing. I'm TikToking.
Right.
I am doing everything to get heard that this is not acceptable.
For real.
That's not acceptable. For me, that's not even acceptable as a football fan that you conceded in that position.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine being a Buccaneers fan and you quitting.
Right.
Then get off my team then. I don't want no quitters coaching my team.
Yeah, that was idiotic. I mean, I appreciate it, but that was idiotic.
As a Lions fan, you appreciate it. As a football fan, you're like, that's the dumbest thing
what the hell? What the hell?
It's not, I'm sorry. There's no way I could bring you back as a coach for that. To me, that's unforgivable.
Right.
You know, that's to me, that's a big no-no. Like you telling me you conceding in the middle of a playoff game? Where you don't know what anything can happen in this moment.
For real.
Like you can get the block and you can take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can he misses. The snap gets botched.
Right.
And you make a tackle on the ball carrier. There's so many different scenarios that could have happened in that moment, but you never know because you decided to concede.
Hey, man.
You as
a Bowles a Lions fan.
He must be.
See the win. I want to see you win, bro. I want to see you win.
He must be born. He must be born in a 313 somewhere that we don't know.
We don't know about. Right.
And he was like, man, I love what they doing, man.
I think like somebody drunk uncle. So,
bruh. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I if I was a Buccaneers fan, I'd be on every sports radio in the Tampa Bay area going ham.
For real.
Asking for that man's head. Asking for him to be hey, nah, get another coach in here. Give me a coach that ain't gonna quit. Because that to me, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. I agree. I mean, you don't concede in that moment. You got a timeout in your pocket, could have stopped the clock and forced them to make a decision to do something.
Yeah, I don't understand why he didn't call a time. I mean, just because you have it, when they first on first down, you could have called a timeout then. Something you could have just use that timeout for something. You don't just not use it. I mean, you can't do nothing with it, so use it.
I'm confused, bro. I'm literally confused on why he made that decision.
Forcing them have to do something besides kneel down.
First of all, if I'm a player on that team, coach, what are you doing?
Right.
Matter of fact, I would have ran.
They put a Jameson Winston on.
I would have ran out and called the timeout my damn self. Timeout.
Right, timeout. What was this nigga doing?
Wait, they kneeled it. They kneeled it on 3rd and 12. It's now 4th and 12. Timeout. We got 37. Timeout.
Right.
I'd have ran on the field. Timeout. And then I'd have looked at coach. What the hell are you doing, bro? You ain't calling this timeout? What are you doing? Bruh, no. Wait. What do you mean we conceding? No. There's time on the clock, bro. If Patrick Mahomes can get in field goal range in 13 seconds, and like you said, y'all proved going into halftime that you don't need more than a few seconds to get in field goal range and score. Right. You're right. They scored a touchdown. They literally scored a touchdown because Mike Evans caught the 2 passes. And I'm like, yo. Like, come on, man. Like that shit was trash, dog. I'm with you.
Though, real Piston fan.
Hey, real Pistons fans. Hey, man, you loyal, bro. Oof. You a real one,
loyal,
dog.
Man. And look, I was loyal when the lines was 0-16.
Hey, no,
I
I'm
was
saying right now you a real one if you a Pistons
I'm
fan.
just saying, but so I stick with the Pistons too. I just it is what it is.
Hey, I understand. You see my hat. Hey, when the Royals was stinking the life out of me for all my life, and then they won the World Series, I can say I was real.
Right.
So I understand. Trust. You know, the last 6 years of being a Chiefs fan has been great. Before that, it wasn't so great.
Hey, it's like that song say, "Didn't we almost have it all?"
For real. I understand, but I'm just saying right now, being a Pistons fan, woo, that's challenging. That's challenging your mental strength.
I mean, they came close to beating the Bucks, and then here come Dame doing his Dame shit.
But yeah, man, I'm glad you brought that Todd Bowles situation up because I was furious with that. I'm like, what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, it makes sense, man. That didn't make sense. I don't understand what he was doing because even to call timeout, say to call time, I can see if you call timeout, say like on first down, and they was able to run the clock out. Then you can say, okay, I leave my timeout. But you see that was fourth down. Say, oh wait a minute, I still got time. Hold on, let me call that timeout and force Detroit to do something. Maybe you can force Dan Campbell. I mean, I will say this to Nick had made this point. I said, Dan Campbell made smart decisions in this playoff. Mm-hmm. He didn't do that. I'm gonna go for it on 4th and 12 on the 30.
Now let me ask you this: do you give any fault at all to Dan Campbell to even putting the Lions in that situation?
What you mean?
As in, say Todd Bowles actually was smart enough to call the timeout and make you guys do something on that 4th down. Do you say, hey man, go get the first down?
Make sure you punt the ball. Because if you look at the way the defense was playing the last couple series, they actually was playing pretty good and they had momentum. So that momentum carries into confidence, and they was confident they can stop them. And if the way Jack Fox punts, he gonna make you go at least 90 yards. So if you force them to come all the way down, because before the half you playing a different defense than you are playing to win the game. Yeah. And the way they're like I said, they're putting pressure on Baker, especially in the last couple series. So you get pressure on him, you gotta get rid of that ball and just keep him out off the sidelines.
That slot blitz was kicking his ass.
Yeah. So two plays is over with. You stop him 2 plays over with. That's how I look at it.
Got you. Okay.
So I mean, I punt the ball and just put it in the hands of my defense. But thanks to Todd Bowles, we have to see how that played out.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, dumbass. Dumas. That's French for dumbass. Right. But yeah, man, I that shit baffled me. But no, I give Jared Goff credit, that offense credit. He made a couple of throws to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I was like, oh. And Amon-Ra St. Brown made a couple of plays. I'm like, oh, okay. Jared Goff, he sprinkled that football across.
Yeah, man. Gibbs looked good.
Oh, yes. Jameer. Oh, my God.
That run, man, as soon as he got open. Now, I'm going to say 2 things. One thing I want to say, Tampa Bay is a great tackling team. There's been a couple plays that Gibbs could have broke, and they tackled him. Like, he make a cut, and somebody, make sure they get him down. So they're a good tackling team. But that one where he ran for the end zone, that was a speed, nice cut on Winfield, and just beat him to the end zone.
Oh, yeah, he killed that angle. He gave Winfield no angle to do anything. Right. He couldn't do shit.
Sam Laporta, Josh Reynolds. I mean, even Damo got his hands on the ball. Montgomery, everybody. Shoot, Brock Wright.
Yeah,
Brock Wright. You know what I'm saying? You're like, who this nigga? Like,
yo, when he hit that little stutter on the safety, I was like,
he did that last year against the Jets.
I was like, oh.
And he's like, oh, because he moved like it's so slow. He's like,
yeah, bruh, it was like so slow. And bruh, when I saw the replay, I'm like, yo, how'd you get slowed up with that slow stutter? I'm like, damn, dog. Like, hey, man, yeah, but he gave him that business. I was like, oh, that was a big play. Yeah. You said it, man. It was a all around contribution from everybody on the offensive side. Your line stood up pretty well against a good front four.
Right. And Ragnow
was getting
was hurt. And
He put his body on the line.
keeping
Vita Vea, yeah.
Vita Vea, that's a big boy.
Oh, that's a handful.
He'll keep him at bay with a messed up ankle.
That's a handful to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's a 4 days of work.
Right.
And he got rolled up on like 2 or 3 times. And
right. He said, "You all right?" So I'm good.
Yeah.
Asked me, "You all right? You good?" I'm good. Put me back in.
Yeah.
They ready. They was ready. They really wanted to win this thing, and I like that. I like to see that fight. Then Detroit went out. They signed Zach Ertz to the practice.
I saw that. Zach, and he'll be playing next week. He'll be playing next week. I'm not sure in what capacity. Obviously, because learning the playbook, I'm pretty sure they'll give him a certain couple of package plays to but he'll be playing next week. No, man. In all honesty, that shows the moniker that you guys have been having all year, True Grit. That was a true gritty win. And to be honest, if I'm a Lions fan, that gives me some optimism to go into next week against a San Francisco team. When you say, hey man, if you fight like that, and you saw how they played against Green Bay, shit, we got a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not discouraged. Say what you want about the 49ers, but the way they played against Green Bay. So let's talk about that game. But real quick, if you're Tampa Bay, what do you do with Baker Mayfield? Because
you keep him. You gotta keep him.
He's done enough to earn the job.
Yeah, you gotta keep him.
Yeah.
I mean, you're too far down the draft the draft quarterback for one thing. So that's not. Then why go and pay? Put it this way: who's on a free agent out there that you're gonna pay that's gonna either be the same or better than Baker Mayfield?
Only Kirk Cousins.
Besides Kirk Cousins, maybe, but I still say okay. Kirk Cousins is a couple clicks better than Baker. I'm saying you have to pay him probably more than you paying Baker, and you're not getting that much better production.
Okay, but let me ask you this: are you comfortable paying Kirk Cousins $40 million a year, or Baker Mayfield $40 million a year? That's because
I think Kirk will want more than 40.
Well, here's the thing. I think we both can agree that you bring Baker back. That's fair. I think the real conversation is what do you pay Baker to come back?
Oh yeah, what's he making now?
I don't know, but my thing is,
depends on what you making now. See, what you like, you know what I'm saying? If you making like 20, I'll throw you 30.
Yeah, I could do that, but I don't want to be stuck in a Daniel Jones situation.
Oh no, you definitely not getting that.
I can't give you 40 mil.
You ain't showed me enough for that.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't too far.
Hey, nigga, you still do a pick. You know what I'm saying? Let's pump our brakes here, buddy.
Whoa.
You still do a pick at the wrong time.
You still showed us that the Baker Mayfield that we know is still in there.
We know you still alive and well in there. So let's pump our brakes now. For real.
Because I think that's where the conversation needs to start. Is what do you pay him? Because obviously we've said this a million times. You should have never paid Daniel Jones that contract.
No, look at him.
Now look at him. You got Tommy Cold Cuts and Taylor outperforming him with the same offensive line. So
for real.
I don't think you can pay him 40 mil. I can probably go 28, 30.
Yeah, I can give him that.
And then possibly throw some incentives in there to probably get you to 40.
And you grow 2 more inches, we give you a couple mil here.
Nah, that's such a weird incentive. Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry, pause.
Hella pause.
I'm talking about height wise. We ain't talking about nothing else.
Whoa.
You get taller, nigga. Let me clarify. If you get taller,
Come on, was a little bit taller.
What up, man? Yeah, we got my Baker.
Whoa, hold up, bro.
Let me clarify that one.
No, I'm saying like I'll put incentives in there because I think he's done more.
Yeah. I think he earned the spot. But I don't think he earned a spot to get no big time money.
I can't pay him no 40 million.
I can't pay him no 40.
Because that Baker Mayfield came out at the wrong time.
Right.
Still in there that the man literally gave up the easy interception. And then even you look at his performance in the last few weeks of the regular season, you're like, oh man, he's looking like Baker Mayfield, and the reason why he hopped around.
Right.
Being not but overall stats, I think he got like 28 touchdowns and I can't remember how many interceptions he got, but it's relatively low compared to what we're used to.
Yeah.
So that's why I do reward him. But I don't know if I can still go. I put it this way. I still need a little bit more sample size to show that you can play under control, be the game manager that we need you to be.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Mike Evans. I think
that's a bigger question. What about Mike Evans?
If you're the front office,
he a free agent now. Well, next year to become a free agent.
You are the front office. You make sure he comes back.
Do you?
Yeah. Come on, man. This man.
I can argue that you get what you can for him.
What? Do you understand? This man has played 10 years for your franchise with all kind of who's nots at quarterback.
You played with Tom Brady, sir.
Okay, that was 2 years, but that's what about?
Don't matter. You got a chance to play with Tom Brady.
No, what about the other eight? No. Yeah, I see
Fuck the other eight, nigga. Fuck the other eight.
I see what you did there. You're not going to ignore the other because you played 2 with Tom Brady. Hell no.
This is a business, man. This is a business.
The man gave you 1,000 yards each season. So
we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. It's a business. He also dropped a lot of balls too.
That's fair.
That's
fair.
And he also has been injured lately a lot.
Yeah, but still, if he's still
somebody, what's my thing I always say? Trade him while somebody want him. You know what I'm saying? You wait too long. Next year might not be a good year for Mike Evans. And he have a bad year. Now you can't even move off of him. You got the young dude, or what's his name? The speedster they got out there.
I can't remember his name, but I know he's talking.
Yeah, they got him. You still got Octon. You got some pieces there. If you can get another decent receiver, then you good. You got one. I want to talk about Godwin, but yeah, you got Godwin too. Jets fans are drooling over him. No way leaving Florida. Palmer. Yes, Palmer. Yeah, thanks, Nick. Palmer.
Yeah,
you got Palmer. I mean, I'm looking at it from the business standpoint.
I feel
you got young. You got Palmer's young. You got Godwin. You got a pretty good tight end over there.
Kate Otten.
You got Kate Otten over there. Mike Evans is up there in age.
He is.
So like Nick said, Jets fans are drooling over him. You got people that will take him. Detroit was trying to get him earlier this year. You know what I'm saying? So you got people that's willing to get him and probably pay some money.
Well, they can have him.
So
if you the way that you're dressing up like that,
just think about it like this too, man. If you get some picks for him, like for a team who has who has high, a lot of picks they can give out. You get picks for them. Some more players, whatever you can get for him. You get something good for him. You cut that salary that you don't have to pay him. You bring in another receiver. Plus, you may have picks that you can, you can use to add to what you need. You got a few people banged up on your defensive line that may not look as good next year. So you got a lot of things you can build on. Cause look, their defense looked good this year. I keep saying last year, this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So you got a few pieces there. Add your nice receiver. You talking a whole different Tampa Bay, a whole different game next year. They could face Detroit again.
Okay.
So I mean, that's what I would do.
I got you. Hey, when you start, especially with Cat start hitting that 30-year-old mark,
right.
Man,
he's starting to get the LeBron at the head. I was looking at that yesterday. I was like, "Ooh, Mike, put the helmet back on, bro." When curls started to uncurl, nigga, what the hell?
Ain't quite.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, damn, did they give you the uptown fade or what?
You know what I'm saying? What's going on? You got the reverse fade going on.
I can't, bro.
That nigga hairline like an arrow. It's like,
hey, you're not wrong. Look, you bring up valid points. When you start in that age, durability is a question. Despite the longevity of him putting up 1,000 yards each season, it's remarkable. But hey, bro, this is a young man's game. So, one big hit might put you out.
For real.
So, I mean, that's a fair assessment. So I'm not mad at it. But let's move on to San Francisco. Green Bay. What's going on, man?
I just got to add, he's looking like a 6'5" light-skinned Benson with that hairline.
For real.
Just showing my culture to the community that I got a Benson reference.
Man,
just say Chiefs always have a.
Shut up, AP. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit with your commander's ass. You can worry about your owner touching people.
Oh wow,
former owner.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Magic Johnson too, so that works. That checks out too. All right, yeah.
Thank you.
I never heard of Dan Snyder got the HIV.
Right. Magic Johnson touch people and giving them something. Giving them something.
Whoa.
But even gifts.
I can't get gifts you can't get rid of, man.
Right.
So,
what's up? Just Herb.
Yeah.
You get yourself checked out.
Yeah.
All right, dear.
I'll put some on your commissary there.
Right.
Congratulations to both.
Oh man,
appreciate it.
Who thought that with I.O.W. could be starting the season and ending the season with Chiefs versus Lions? This is gonna be fucking. We're gonna have to do a daily show. If you guys make it, we're gonna have to do a daily show for two weeks.
No, honestly, that thought did cross my mind for a second. If the NFL script so happens to, hey,
at least OJ eliminate the competition.
Wow.
You ever play the game with the Magic? Remember the Magic Johnson beach photo with all the girls in bikinis?
Oh man!
You ever played the game of figure out which one gave him AIDS? You zoom in, you look up like, no, she
was ground zero.
I can see 7 ribs on one side. Ooh,
It was the one in the back that had the snagger tooth.
Those always be the ones.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. You know how I know? It's because that's the one that'll bite a can. It should be a botulism. That's what happened. She opened up a can with that snagger tooth.
She bite into the side of it. Snaggle tooth ass. She shotgun every beer just because she has to.
Oh man.
Did you see the picture he sent you yesterday?
Oh man,
no, I didn't see it.
Send dick pics.
You sent. Give me a fair warning of what kind of picture.
Right.
Just let me know because
look at these titties. That's how you get Mel. You send the pic like, yo, look at these titties. Mel, open it up. Blah blah. There it is. Got him.
So let's talk about this Packers 49ers game, man. I'll be honest, man. I didn't see the Packers performing like that, but say what you want. Jordan Love. I saw a tweet from my man C. Lou. Shout out to him. He's been on the show. He did. His tweet was, Jordan Love played like Aaron Rodgers for like 55 minutes. And then he wait till the last minute to start acting like Brett Favre at the end of the game. So, shout out to Steve Lou. I'm paraphrasing what he said on his tweet, but it's pretty accurate. Jordan Love played a phenomenal game. Then he waited till the game was in hand to unravel. Didn't make the worst decision to throw it in triple coverage. Fading to the right, cross his body, had no juice on the throw at all. Probably one of the worst decisions I ever seen in a playoff moment. But other than that, he played a phenomenal game. I hate to say it, 49ers fans, this is what I was talking about with Purdy. He had one injury to Debo, and literally his game just disappeared. Like, What are we doing? Like, you still got CMC, you still got Kittle, still got the best left tackle, and your game still just disappeared. Is like, come on, like, are we that systematic of a quarterback? But anyway, Purdy didn't look good. He was inaccurate. Was rushing some throws. Good thing he has a Super Bowl caliber defense. And 49ers escape with their lives. They still lost that game.
Aaron Jones was running
through him. Oh, yeah, he carved him.
Carved him up.
Yeah, he did. Go ahead, give me your thoughts on that, Detroit, man. Give me your thoughts on that Niners-Packers game.
I mean, they showed that the Niners is not the invincible team that we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the Packers, I said before the game, the Packers can win this game. No, they got a pretty good defense, and if they can get the run going, got to open up the receivers down the field. And that's pretty much what happened. Just like Jordan Love made a critical mistake at the end. So not having that experience cost him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think if he'd been an experienced quarterback, he'd know not to throw that ball and just, live to play another down. So I just think that it exposed the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the Packers should have won this game. I really wish they would, because I would have a home game, but it's what it is. Jordan Love throwing. Yeah, it was real stupid. And I think it was Lamar leading too. I think they too. You need to look at. We thought that Chase Young going to this team is gonna be like the dominant front four in the best in the NFC, if not the lead. And Chase Young really hasn't really stood out.
Mm-hmm.
That outside of Bosa, none of them really stood out as, oh my God, this is an invincible front four. It hasn't. And Chase Young just looked like he had one good year in Ohio State, and that was it. That's it, Texas. Yeah.
You've had that. That's why trade him. You've had that Ohio State dig in the pocket. You kept that one.
I did.
You been waiting to pull that motherfucker out.
I purposely didn't even laugh out loud. I was like, let this brother have this moment. Michigan just handing out L's to everybody now. The guy's been in the league 4 years.
Let him have it. Let him have his juice. So sometimes you gotta let it ride. Gotta let it ride.
That's what she said. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, big homie Nick. Jump in here. Give us your thoughts on that 49ers and Packers game.
I've said it during the season. I'll say it again. Deebo Samuel is the catalyst for that offense. You can name everybody else, but their 3-game losing streak, Deebo was out for 2.5 of them. They are not the same without Deebo. I.O.W is very good. I.O.W is not that number one guy, beat all the attention. Kittle is very good, one of the top 3 tight ends in the league. But again, you focus so much on Deebo with what he can do. It allows everybody else to do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just your defensive coverages, your spies, whatever you want to call them, your double teams, everything changes when Deebo goes out. They'll say, okay, we'll put our number one corner on I.O.W, but let him try it. But I can't shit on Purdy. Wet game, he went glove, then I think he went no glove. So I think he was having some difficulty with the rain and throwing it. He had a couple that sailed on him. It's usually a sign of a guy with smaller hands. I don't know his hand measurements because he was fucking Mr. Irrelevant. I don't even know if they even got measured. I can tell you that's Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson from last year. I can tell you the size of their hands, but I don't know.
Right.
I'm not that good. But he looked like he had some difficulties getting the ball out in the rain. The Jordan Love play, the last play, is so mind-boggling and head-scratching. It was first down. There was 50 seconds. You had 2 timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
The inexperience, the panic is shocking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With how poised he's looked on this last 10-game run.
Right.
It's literally like somebody at Buffalo Wild Wings hit the switch and they were like, all right, make a Mark Sanchez. Okay. Rolling right, throwing left. I mean, it was, and it wasn't like it was 4th and 13 and you had to make a play because you couldn't run the first down. It's a play that's going to motivate this guy, I think, and you're going to see this guy light the league up with like a 40-6 ratio next year and just be outstanding. That youngest team in football, the offense is young. Aaron Jones being healthy. That line doesn't have one first-round pick on it, and then they were pummeling a very good defense. So from a Packer aspect, how do you don't even miss a fucking year? You don't even have one down year after getting rid of Rodgers. So it's I wish that the Jets could hire some people there on how to develop a quarterback. Like Jets Twitter is all saying, like, can we just draft a quarterback this year? And like, you see what happens when you sit a quarterback. Can we draft a quarterback and put him behind? I just think that it could just happen. You just take anybody and put it there.
Right.
But the scouting, the depth of the coaching and the scouts to find these players at quarterback is wild. And they're not even like number one overall. Rodgers was 22. Love was 25. Yeah. So it's like they're finding magic. It's amazing. It's impressive. I'm envious of it as a Jet fan. The 49ers, I don't know the word on Debo yet. Debo's out. That game's up for grabs, in my opinion. That game is up for grabs. I don't think, even if Debo's in, I think that game is up for grabs. You know, I know the Lions defense will be a little different. They won't be as fast out on the grass, or if it's raining, it can neutralize them a little bit. But that's going to be a fun game. That's the game I'm looking forward to, really. I'm glad that's the prime time, the 6:30 one. I'm glad that's the second game, because that's gonna feel like the main event to me. I think the other game, I think, is going to be a little bit disappointing in terms of in-game excitement. I think the Niners and the Lions are just going to go blow for blow from the first drive to the final snap.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a heavy hitting game for sure. But yeah, man, I think you kind of hit all the notes on that game right there. It's 49ers. You know, they don't look so unbeatable that the media and some fans like to make them out to be so early in the season. You know, then when they went on the 3-game losing streak. My thing is with the 49ers, if you can match their physical, you can match their physicality, and if impose your physical will on them, they tend to fold. You know, it's like when a bully has bullied everybody in the class, and then a new bully has come into the sand line, and then they don't look so much bullyish no more. You know, they kind of look like they kind of take a step back. That's just kind of one thing that I noticed with the 49ers. From time to time, watching their games. You know, you saw it with the Cleveland Browns game. You saw it with the Baltimore Ravens game. If you can out physical and be more physical than the 49ers, man, they don't look so unbeatable. No, to a certain extent. So
I think it's fair to say all 4 teams left look beatable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So I think that's a fair take for sure, big homie. You could flip a coin in the air, and you know, whichever it lands, it wouldn't be a wrong decision to pick that team. It's literally a heads or tail coin flip. Who can win both of these championship games? So, and speaking of championship games, hey, make sure y'all tune in this Thursday. We're doing our annual I.O.W. Sports Championship Weekend game, so we will not be starting at our normal 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to push it back to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, just so that we can get all our representatives from all 4 teams in a timely manner. We'll probably do about an hour and a half show. Get our representatives in, let them speak their pieces. I got a Chiefs rep, I got a Ravens rep, and I got a 49ers rep right now. Detroit man is going to help me on finding the Lions rep. So
I'll rep the Lions for you, man. I'll put on the Carolina colors. I'll rep the Lions because you know I've been riding with you guys. You can't get nobody. I will be the Lions rep, man. I love this squad. I love this squad, dude. I really do. I love the energy in that fucking stadium. I love it. I was really hoping they got the home game. I really hope.
Yeah, me too, man.
Championship at home. That I hope they do one of those viewing parties there at the stadium.
Right, I'm sure they will. Yeah.
That shit's electric, man. Good for them. Good for you guys, man.
No, definitely. Word up. Definitely good for the city. Let's go back to the let's go to the
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, go
ahead. I am the thing I'm looking forward to most this weekend, how many Detroit fans travel.
Yeah, me too.
You gotta figure that This don't happen very often. There was a lot of Packers fans in San Fran.
Oh yeah, you heard it too.
San Fran fans been there multiple times. They'll sell tickets. I cannot wait to see how much of a wave of blue crashes into Santa Clara.
Right.
Oh, it's going to be a lot
out there, and his wife is a VP for Levi's, so they're in the suite for the game. He's like, I can't believe how much green is here. I'm like, where have you been? I'm like, the Packers fans are everywhere. He goes, you don't understand. He goes, even people 45 minutes away from the stadium were taking over restaurants. Like how packed it was. So I'm very curious to see the travel of
opening week when Lions came to Kansas City, flooded Kansas City with Lions fans. They were here. They were here when they went to LA to play the Chargers. Obviously, it's the Chargers. It's always a away game for them anyway. Flooded with Lions fans. Lions fans have been traveling pretty heavy this year. I think the anticipation of what they could be this year went to another level. Obviously, not saying that fans never traveled before, and not saying that
had no reason to.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying
save my money.
You see, but I'm saying you see the uptick in traveling because the anticipation of what they could be this year, and it comes with it. Like me and Mel had the conversation. He was like, "Yo, man, I wanted to go back to Detroit, catch a game. Maybe I could catch it on the real cheap." He's like, "I can't do it. I can't pull it." I was like, "Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, nosebleeds are going to cost like $500. Like, this is
ridiculous, man. It's like, no, they $6 something, bro.
Bro, yeah, you gotta when your team has been down so bad."
I mean, when you think about it, if they put $1 away a week from the last time they won a playoff game, I mean, the math might be a little off here, but it's $4.6 million. So you got money if you put away $1 a week since '93.
Right.
you got bang.
You good.
Good.
Get 2 or 3 sweets.
Yeah. Let's go to this Texans and Ravens game. I'll say this.
The first half.
Well, there was man. It sucks with the Texans that they could not get that offense going. They went up against good defense, and Lamar he affected the game on both ends, running and passing. He didn't have outstanding numbers, but when you got 4 all total touchdowns, man, that makes a difference. And then they were missing players on the defense, and still almost nearly pitched a shutout. I think they only allowed a field goal. Then the other point was off a special teams run back. So dominant performance from the Ravens. They look good on both sides of the football. Texans, they just were, obviously they're missing a couple of pieces. I think that's the game for sure that you miss Tank Dell. Even if you don't even if you don't hit the deep shot, and you at least give them the threat that keep the defense honest, and they didn't have that.
Right.
Dalton Schultz, for some reason, forgot his hands, and that didn't help because Nico Collins couldn't do it all. And Nico Collins actually had a solid game. And my thing is that Dalton Schultz all of a sudden forgot how to catch, and just I don't know. But big homie Nick, man, give us your thoughts on that Ravens Texans game.
Dalton Schultz was doing a business decision. He was protecting his body and forgetting about his hands. He was looking before he was even catching 2 of them that I saw that he dropped. He's turning his head. He was afraid of getting rocked.
Yeah.
So that's why he was a cowboy, because he's a pussy. Man up, bro. Get your goddamn ball, bitch. I know you still got a star on your helmet.
Oh gosh.
You know me. I'm not a Ravens fan. I'm not. You guys label me a hater. Well, when you pick one team and not the other, obviously you're a liker. You like one team over the other. That first half was exciting because you're like, oh shit, it's gonna be a fucking game down to the end. And kudos to the Ravens coaching staff. They've been around a while. They made some nice adjustments at the half, and Houston did not. It was 10-10 at the half, and Ravens came out and were just like, yeah, you don't belong here, little bro. So whether they changed things up schematically on the back end, I don't know. Whether they were applying pressure and then dropped it off in the second half. They were getting home with 4. But the Ravens are always going to blitz. That's always been in their DNA. So I'm very interested to see the game plan, because the Chiefs do a pretty good job against the run. So, not looking too far ahead yet, but I'm curious about how this Ravens front contains the Chiefs run and how the Chiefs contain the Ravens run. Bolton's gonna have to be all over the field. Like this matchup is going to be pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think it's two teams with different philosophies and different concepts who get the same results. So I'm very curious to see, with the lack of maturity and depth of the Kansas City receivers, are they going to be able to find the holes in the zones, know when to sit? Is Mahomes going to be on the run the whole day? I think the Ravens present a lot of matchup problems for the Chiefs. I really do. And the Ravens will make the right adjustments as the game goes on. They will see what you're doing, and they will eliminate that shit and make you go to plan B, C, D, whatever it takes to try to get past them. So we know weather's not a factor for the Chiefs, with where they play, where they just won. When you play in Missouri or Kansas, wherever the fuck they're located, that all gag, nobody knows. And then you go up to Buffalo and win with that weather and that shit going on. And now you're going to Baltimore. It's supposed to be warmer in the Northeast this weekend, maybe like low 40s, maybe at 48 on a Sunday afternoon. So,
oh shoot.
Yeah, CJ Stroud, you lost Tank Dell. Say again?
48 degrees will be paradise for the Chiefs players.
Right? That would be. You lose Tank Dell, you lose Noah Brown. You're like the Packers. You're a team on the come up. You're a team that's young at all the skill positions. They're going to be together for a while. Nico Collins is still rookie contract. Everyone loves Ryans and playing for him. You got Stingley developing nicely on the back end. You got Harris at linebacker, who you guys know how much I fucking loved, and I can't believe he fell to round 3 coming out of Alabama. He looks like he's ready to be like a Bobby Wagner, Frank Warner. He 48 Warrenfield Blackburn. The average Blackburn, the black athlete though, like you got to be able to deal with that outside if you're playing football.
Yeah.
They're different. They're different.
Those different black people.
Yeah. I mean, they might hate it, but they got to do what they got to do to get those. Anthony, you had a 7-digit check coming in, you'd be out there in a thong doing snow angels, bro. Trust me.
And they do it for free.
Can we move on? Because y'all I am very, my imagery just got messed up with all of that. Like he's wearing a commander's thong,
right?
He got the W.
You going commando with the commander.
Commanders.
Oh Lord, yeah, I'm disgusted. But man, go ahead, jump in here, man. Give us your thought process on that Ravens and Texas game, man.
I mean, they kind of summed up pretty good. I just looked at it as it's a team coming up. This for the Texans, it's a good experience for them. They win against a good team. They can make those adjustments and go into next year and become a better team. You missed a few players too. I think that Baltimore didn't really look strong. I don't need money.
I can't with you, Ant.
I think that even in that game, Baltimore in the second half kind of opened up the game. They still didn't look strong. It's just that they look better than the Texans.
Yeah.
At that time. And I think that with the Texans, I have more admiration for the Texans and more hope for the Texans because of what they accomplished up to that point and what they can learn from this experience. And that's how I more look at it, from that standpoint. The pieces they have, what they can get next year, what they could possibly get next year, and some of the people that was injured will be back. And man, they may win the division outright without no problem.
That's fair.
So I got hope for them, man.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Fair assessment for sure. Definitely, fair assessment that the Texans got a very, very, very bright future. With, going into seeing what they can do. They get more pieces on the offensive side. Able to protect CJ Stroud a little bit longer.
Right.
And let's see what they do in the draft, what they add on the defensive side or offensive side. I mean, come on. I think we all can agree a 3-win team last year had no business even winning that division or even being in the playoffs in the second round. I mean, nobody expected that. And there's no way that a Texans fan can say that they saw that coming. Correct. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. You won 3 games last year. There's no way that you could say, oh, man, we're going to make that good of a turnaround with a rookie coach, a rookie QB, and win the division and get to the second round. No way. That's scripts that only Disney writes.
Let me ask you guys a question before we go on to another game. How many quarterbacks right now going into 2024 season are you taking over CJ Stroud?
It's not that many.
I got asked this question yesterday. I said 2.
I'm going. Yeah,
your guy, obviously.
I'm going Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. That's it.
I went Burrow and Patrick.
I keep forgetting Burrow.
I know. The health is an issue, but he's a bad man.
He is. But the only thing that scares me about Burrow, in a short amount of time, he's missed a lot of time. He's missed a lot of football in his career. And that's the
one question.
That scares me. So, but if anything, that's more on the reason why Cincinnati needs to always keep updating that offensive line, if you ask me. But hey, I'm not a GM. But
I mean, Stroud as a passer with Nico Collins as your one, and then you made a star out of Tank Dell before he got hurt. That's the thing that I'm disappointed most about with Houston this year. Not disappointed, but damn, I would have loved to see Tank Dell play in the playoffs. I would have loved to see Tank Dell get that national stage. We're going to see them a bunch next year. I think that's
take a stab at that question right there real quick, and then I'll get your thought process on that as well, Mel.
I don't know how they can make that report. They don't have ownership to do that. He's a free agent. They did not pick up the 5th-year option. So he's technically a free agent. He can go test the market. They could franchise tag him. But when you don't pick up that 5th-year option, this is what you risk. You risk that quarterback going off. So I don't know if they'll make him the highest paid. That's not the Packers' MO. I know they did that with Rodgers a couple times, but they regretted it instantly. That's not who the Packers are. The Packers are a team that drafts well. The Packers are a team that hit on 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th round guys who come in and start and are elite immediately.
Yeah. Hey,
I got to take this call.
Not go ahead. But I'm just I don't know about you. I don't know if I'm ready to make that case for Jordan Love yet. To make him.
It's situational. Like, if you look at what does he mean to your team, then where he performed this year, maybe not the highest pay, but you are gonna pay him some good money because he performed to me well enough. No one thought the Packers was gonna make the playoffs. No. And then they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then not only that, they was a play away from beating who everybody thought was gonna be a shoe-in for the Super Bowl. So yeah, you pay him. I don't know about the highest pay, but you should pay him because he earned it based on the way he played this year for that team. He's a like we talk about that MVP, and sometimes we say, "Boy, you are the most valuable person to that team." He is one of the most valuable persons to that team. Not the one, but he is one of the one.
That's fair.
So I think you do pay him. You pay him. I think he deserved and earned it.
Yeah, that's fair. I hear your sentiments because you're not wrong. I definitely think that he's earned a paycheck for sure with the Green Bay Packers. Now, if you're talking about the highest paid, Pimp, there's nothing wrong with paying Jordan Love, but saying he's the highest paid off for 1 year. You give me. I need some more sample size. This is in all honesty, this is Jordan Love's pretty much his rookie year. He's maybe been in the league for 3-4 years, but this is technically his rookie year. Outside of 2 starts, because 2 starts wasn't enough to have an example or a sample size to say that he could play quarterback in the league. Now we got at least 17 games that we got 19 games now. We got 19 games. Add the 2 starts from a couple of years ago, so we got 21 game sample size. I need more. I need to see more to say you're worth $40+ million a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think you'll see a short deal. Like the last couple of years, it's been Burrow, Herbert, Lamar. Everyone was getting Hurts. Everyone was getting 5-year deals, right?
Yeah.
I think you'll see a 4-year deal because of the fact that that's when the collective bargaining agreement will be up for renegotiation, and you could see that's why everyone wanted to be free at the same time. Because when the not to get too nerdy with it, but you want to be free when that new contract gets negotiated in case there is a boom, like new television money comes in. There's
going to be an uptick
in contract. Your cap goes to 350. You want to make sure quarterback, you're first in line to get that re-up.
Oh yeah, you want to be first in line to get that cut of that first fresh piece of pie. You want to make sure that you're, getting a nice slice of it. So
I could see 4 years, 150 to 160. That's what quarterbacks are getting now. You're paying them 38.5 to 40 million.
Yeah,
I could see it.
That's fair. Especially
with the coach not going nowhere. LaFleur ain't leaving, so you want those 2 married together, and you want to say this LaFleur is what 42,
not even 50 yet. He's not even
supposed to be like that Andy Reid, who's at one organization for a very long time,
Yeah,
right.
All they do is win.
Yeah. Speaking of Andy Reid, let's get to the last game that took place in the weekend. Bills, Chiefs. Those games always come down to those last few possessions, and I can tell you guys for sure, as a Chiefs fan, very anxiety goes way up every time in those games. I definitely had a defibrillator right next to me, just in case I need to get shot back to life. It's very nerve-wracking watching those 2 teams play each other, especially not only in the regular season but even more in the postseason. Last 3 matchups has always been very hectic, but Chiefs prevailed. If there was one weakness that I've always been saying all year, Chiefs rush defense has always been shaky. From other than that, that defense has been very damn good. First half, man, they were just getting ran up and down on Josh Allen, Cook, whoever was in a Bills uniform. If they were running the ball, they had their way in the first half. Luckily, they made adjustments in the second half. Pretty much only gave, I think, 1 touchdown in the second half, and then pretty much made the stops when they needed to. But I say this, man, the offense looked somewhat normal. And what I mean by that is you see Kelsey not dropping passes yesterday, making touchdowns, making plays. You see Mahomes not getting greedy. He only threw 25, 26 times. And as a Chiefs fan, trust me, I like game plans like that. Pacheco's numbers, he didn't have 100 yards, but he had 24 carries. And what that means to me is that he trusted Pacheco to even still be part of the game plan, even if it wasn't necessarily successful in the yardage. Is still keep at it. Keep the defense honest. And that was, to me, I think Pacheco was just as key to that offense just as much as Mahomes was. Because you got to stay balanced. When you in the playoffs, you want to be as close to balance on offense as you can. And the fact that they stuck with the run, and we all know that Andy doesn't like sticking with the run. Look, Chiefs fans and Eagles fans can tell you 100% he does not like sticking with the run. He stuck with it, and it paid off. And so, I mean, that's say what you want about the Bills. We'll talk about the Bills more in depth once we all give our piece, because there's some things that need to get discussed there. But
light the fire. I'm gonna flame them motherfuckers. Light the fire now. Get the kindling going, Lamar.
Well.
I just want to say, I want Kansas City to lose. I want this dang on Taylor Swift shit to end. I was like, I hope they lose, so I ain't gotta see it. I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm so sick of it. It's like, damn. It's like every 5 minutes. Did she chew a gum? Hey,
how the hell do you think we feel? Damn it!
I'm so sick of this
how
shit.
The hell I feel like
it's cool.
I don't care about
the stands. That's fine.
Bimbo, you think I
well, not even that. It's like you got slapped in the stands. It's okay to quick shit. I mean, shot to him. Boom, boom, boom. Back to the game. It's like every 2 minutes they going to her, and then somebody making reference to her, and it's like. Yeah,
and then the fake. I'm gonna hug everybody.
Right.
I don't know. You just got a first down. I have to hug everybody. The camera's on me. Die, bitch. Damn.
Yeah, that right there is getting on my nerve. But in general, what I'm gonna say what I got to say till we get to Buffalo, because part of what I wanted to say is about Buffalo.
Okay. Well, hell, let's get to that point. And let's put it all together. Because here's my thing. Let's have the conversation about Buffalo. And this is why I've had this conversation not only just on this show, but any other platforms that I've talked with on somebody's podcast. I think you got to make a real decision about keeping Sean McDermott. I think it's fair. Because yes, he has helped Buffalo get to that, constant playoff performance. Before, so the drought between Music City Miracle was 99 and what you want to say 2017, 2018 when they started making the playoffs. So that's a good drought that they didn't have much success. So he helped break that. That's cool. But the fact of the matter is he gets to the playoffs, and then you get to the AFC Championship game 4 years ago. Then you go divisional loss. That shows that you peaked. I think you peaked. Then you add in the Stephon Diggs situation. Here's the thing, Buffalo fans. Y'all can't say there wasn't a problem. Anytime that a coach has to mediate a conversation between a wide receiver and a quarterback, there's a problem. When you need mediation, there's a problem. When you need somebody to be in the middle, there's a problem. You can deny it all you want. There was a problem. There was smoke. Y'all was lucky to keep it under wraps to make it to the divisional playoffs and to win the division. But guess what? I think that problem still exists because now it gets amplified because you guys are stuck in that same position and you can't break through. So me personally, I think Diggs is gone, and I would have a conversation about Sean McDermott. I would have a legit conversation about Sean McDermott. Mel, go ahead. Floor is yours because you said you had some things to say. Go ahead, bro.
I kind of echoing what you said. I think when you look at what's been happening with this team, when you get to a certain time, place every single year, as far as you can take them. So why even keep going on with this? Let's end this right now. Get rid of him. Bring somebody in. We always reference that Tampa Bay Tony Dungy, the Gruden thing. You took as far as we can go. Now to bring somebody else to take us over the hump. You keep getting to the same thing over and over again, and then ultimately you losing to almost the same team over and over again. So it's like, come on, man. Something has to give. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. That's the definition of expecting different results. Insanity. Mm-hmm. So when are you gonna break up this cycle? You might have to break up some like you said, get rid of Diggs. We talk about they have a run game. You brought in Cook. Cook was running pretty good. Mm-hmm. We keep coming up with things. They need this, they need that. They bring those pieces in, and you're still getting the same results. The common denominator is McDermott. Mm-hmm. No matter how you slice it, that's the common denominator. So I think that this probably should be his last year. You need to bring something different to break up that monotony, to break up that the same old cycle. Because as obviously he can't get no further. Yeah. We talked about what's the coach over there of the Giants now?
Dabo.
You talk about Dabo leaving and Josh regressing this year. He actually kind of played a little better. So still the common denominator, McDermott. So I think that's what if I'm Buffalo, that's what you start with. Get rid of him and then start working on other things. But I think you got to bring in a new coach.
Interesting, because I mean it's not a bad take. You definitely got to bring somebody in there that's going to be able to harness some of these. And to be fair, when they fired Ken Dorsey, went to Joe Brady, you saw him kind of let's establish the run a little bit more.
Yeah, you made those improvements. They look better, but what happened? Same results. I'm a denominator.
Yeah, so it made a difference in the short term, not necessarily change things in the long term. Let's go to our AFC East guru.
You give Nick a chance.
No, he's an AFC East guru. Obviously, he's going to. Oh,
you gave him a title. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, he sees him twice a year for the last, almost 40 years of his life. So I figured he would know more and give a better insight to what we could. And so,
go ahead, guru.
Yeah, floor is your AFC East guru. Talk to us, man. What Buffalo Bills got to do, man? What's up? They keep hitting the same wall.
Run it back. It works so well. Run it back. Like the Cowboys, right? If your organization is not smart enough to see that you are maxed out, fuck you. Like, you can't get past the Chiefs. You couldn't get past the Bengals. You said that it's because we don't have home field advantage. You get home field advantage, and you still can't do it. Run it back. It's injuries. Every year there's a different excuse for the Buffalo Bills. They are the Cowboys of the AFC. Every year there's some crazy reason they couldn't do it. How about you have a quarterback who I have said on the show repeatedly plays the game like a 6-year-old playing Madden. I just want to throw the deep pass all the time. When you have to make Josh Allen play smart football, you're going to win because he doesn't do it. He will not commit to the crossing route that Diggs underneath. Wants to throw one to the back of the end zone, short hops it by 5 yards. I know he got bumped as he was throwing it, but if you check that down to Diggs catches that and runs, he'd maybe still be running. He was wide open, but he wants the big play. He's not smart enough. McDermott, go ahead, Bin Laden. Do what you do, man. Rally everybody and then collectively suicide bomb them the second week of January of year. It's like you got lucky this year that Rodgers got hurt. You got lucky that the Dolphins didn't have a home playoff game. Like, they couldn't beat anyone over 500. You may have not even made the playoffs. This team is annually overhyped because they will do exactly what the Dolphins did. They will beat the shit out of bad teams. And then they will get hot for a 6-7 week span after everyone writes them off. But they can never finish the job. And that's not talking shit because they're in my division. Something happens one time, you could say it's a rarity. Twice, coincidence. 4 straight years it happens, it's who you are. You can't get to an AFC championship and win it. We've heard it's because we're on the road every year. Chiefs have an easier schedule. You were home. What happened now? Fuck it. Run it back. We're going to win the division anywhere next year, so fuck them. And Diggs, I brought up the contract when you were talking about it.
Yeah.
They can't get out of this contract easily. He's got 4 years left on it. He's got 4 years. If they trade him post June 1st, that's the best case scenario because it will be 3 straight years of $8.85 million dead money. But it'll be 19-18 in terms of cap savings. So a trade pre-June 1st is 31-22-13 dead money. So you're not trading them before June 1st. If you try to cut them, it's 31-22-13 before June 1st. If you try to cut them after, it's 8-8-8-4. It's the same. So if anything happens with Diggs, it's going to be after June 1st. You would be just shooting yourself in the foot. You would be suicide bombing your salary cap, which if McDermott's there, seems to fit their agenda. But it's Diggs disappeared a lot this year. You go look at his game log from mid-October on. You saw that Kincaid was becoming the man that Josh went to a lot. I don't know, man. I just think that this team is a lot of flash, and they can't deliver when it matters most. Every year, whether it's coaching, whether it's quarterback decision-making, whether it's defense, letting them down again. But if I'm the owner of the Buffalo Bills, I have to be calling Bill Belichick's agent today and saying, hey, you're familiar with the division. You're familiar with the Northeast. We have a lot of talent on this defense that we think you can make us better. Somebody like McDaniels coming in and building that smart, get the ball out of your hands quick offense for Allen, turning him into a quick release passer from the pocket should scare the shit out of the league. I'll be complete. I will give them credit. They have too much talent not to be winning ring after ring. So it's got to be coaching or lack thereof when it comes to the quarterback play.
That's
all right.
That's
I know they
interesting.
lost some injuries, but if I'm the owner and I'm putting money in and I got a new stadium being built, 4 straight years of this, all right, man, you gave us your best, McDermott. Thank you for what you've done. You've helped put us on the map. You've helped develop these players. But look at Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr came in, won a ring the first year with the same roster. So sometimes just a different voice, a different plan, a different agenda, a different motivator changes a locker room and changes the results. But all that being said, run it back, man. I love this shit.
No, fair points, man.
I gotta ask you, Mel. Is that really Wayne in the picture, or is that like two guys who?
No, that's some dude that looks like Colin Wayne. I ain't really him.
All right, I'm looking. I'm like, that ain't Wayne. Wayne got face
that's
tattoos.
KRS-One, but that's not
That I
Wayne.
know.
Yeah,
That looks like Urkel
that's what makes it
dressed
so
for
funny.
Wayne on Halloween.
I know.
You know
Next
everything.
thing you know everything. Did you hear?
You get Ron.
I know the Eagles have a press conference Wednesday, and the meeting that I heard was with the owner going into Sirianni and saying that he was on thin ice. And Sirianni came back with a plan that says we're going to attack offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. This is who we want to go after. This is our plan. And the owner left that meeting confident in the plan of bringing in new coordinators. And that is one of the names that I heard are going to get a phone call. I did read that on Twitter.
Yeah, because they already got rid of I can't remember his name. They already got rid of the defensive coordinator.
And then the guy that Patricia replaced.
Yeah, they already got rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah, and Patricia was a free agent. I think it was only a 1-year deal anyway. He won't be retained, if I'm correct.
Oh no, there's no reason to retain him.
Right. Only thing he retained is water.
So
I go to drink water. Perfect.
Hey.
Perfect. Sometimes you can't write the shit that we come up with.
yeah, but Buffalo it's if I'm a Buffalo fan, you hate to see it get broken up, but at the same point, I think you've had enough time. I think you had enough time to and enough sample size to say, hey man, we got as far as we can go. And it just isn't working. We tried the Diggs, we tried the McDermott, we tried the combo of Diggs, McDermott, and Josh Allen and all this other. For one, I know you don't get rid of Josh Allen. He's probably the only thing that you know for sure isn't going nowhere. Because although the feast and famine play that he has, I mean, there's not too many. There's a handful of quarterbacks right now in the league that you would take over him. It's only a handful. It's not that many. So the quarterback position is fine. But to your point, Mel, you do have to find an offensive coach, a coordinator that's going to come with a perfect game plan to make sure that you don't put him in these high turnover years that he keeps throwing out there year in and year out. I love people that want to ignore certain aspects of quarterbacking, and they keep forgetting to ignore that Josh Allen is turnover prone. He is very turnover prone. He's going to give you some turnovers every year, whether it's fumbles or interceptions. They're up there. It's been go look at his stat sheet every year. There's turnovers, high rate of them. But you take it because you know he's going to give you 40 all-purpose touchdowns. You take it because you know he's not quite Jameis Winston 30 for 30 of equal good and bad, but he's starting to get up there that is starting to balance out. He's more like 40-20, but damn it, you starting to get close to 30 for 30 for me if I'm a Bills fan. So I definitely but for sure I'm having a conversation about the head coaching job. I got to.
If I'm the Eagles, real quick, I'm calling the Miami Dolphins and I'm bringing in their quarterback coach. I'm bringing in someone that hurts. I mean, Tua gets the ball out fast.
Mhm.
I would use Devontae in motion like Tyreek Hill to open things up for other people. But if I'm the Eagles and I have all this talent, go get me an offense that can move the ball, that can create pressure on the defense. You got a nice running game with Swift. You got a nice offensive line. Go get a better game plan.
I feel you, but here's the kickback to that. With players like Tua and trying to get that quick release out, if you take away that first read and play physical on those Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and you mess up that timing, Tua's a lamed up. Because he that first read is gone, he's already thinking in his head.
Correct. But I think that's the individual.
Where do I go? I hear you.
But that's the individual. The offensive concepts
Got you.
are what I'm saying steal, not Tua's talent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying go get the motions and go get – you have more talent than Miami on offense, in my opinion, with Brown and Smith. And you have speed in Miami, but you have more talent in Philly.
That's right.
So go – find a way to get these guys open, to get them in space, where now Hurts can go back to what we saw last year. But again, fuck it. I hope they fucking fail too. Fuck them.
No, interesting year in NFL. So, hey, like I said, make sure y'all tune in this Thursday. We're doing our annual championship weekend episode. Again, it will be airing at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we will have a rep for the Kansas City Chiefs, a rep for the Baltimore Ravens, a rep for the San Francisco 49ers, and a rep for the Detroit Lions. Just a collection of content creators and putting everything together that we have been doing since we started this show. You might see a couple familiar faces. And then we got some new faces. I will say this, since we've been doing this, there's always been a Kansas City Chief rep every year since we've been doing that. I just want to throw that out there real quick. But hey, can
we just get No Take Jake on here just for the fun of it? He represent losing.
Let's get him on. Questions as if the Broncos are there.
Right. If the Broncos were there,
nailing your prediction that you guys would win the division.
Right.
How does it feel knowing that Russell Wilson is a long-term quarterback?
Yes.
How does it feel knowing that Sean Payton made the right decision choosing the Broncos?
Well, Nick, you
guys have a field day with that.
Russell is cooking. Russell,
y'all.
Let me tell you, Nick.
Hey, shout out to Bottom Line Sports.
He
man.
had
Flo
7:30 Boston fans.
Omar.
There's cheese everywhere, and this motherfucker made a bowl of Cheerios. Yeah, he cooking.
But yeah, man, it's been a great football season, man. So well, for the rest of us, and I mean, what did you expect?
Your sentence just lasted longer than my season, motherfucker. Don't tell me. Four plays. I never even got to see Rodgers play.
No, you saw him for 4 plays.
No, I didn't. I went to the game to tailgate, and the crowd was so massive, I couldn't get an Uber out to go home. I was in the parking lot trying to look on one of the monitors, and I didn't even know Wilson went in because there was no audio, and it's one of the TV screens outside the stadium. And then somebody comes up to me and they're like, "Oh, Rodgers is off. He's in a cart." I'm like,
yeah. So you didn't even get to see the full
I
play.
never even got to enjoy it.
I saw it for you. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
Hey.
No, literally. I mean, I think the first time I got some coochie lasted longer than that, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, real quick, a great meme just popped in. So when Kelsey scored, he did this, right?
Mhm.
And my buddy just texted me the meme. Travis Kelsey showing Taylor Swift which organ the Pfizer vaccine shuts down.
Yo. Damn.
Yo, and
So-
how about the Bills running
That's
the
why
dead
your
around
ass
there
is-
with Damar Hamlin running the dead around? I mean, an end around.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah,
He's
we said
alive. We can make the joke. We watched
We-
him die and come back. Literally, come back player of the year.
first of all, we've said worse on this show, man.
Yeah, that's the part that you wow about.
Yeah, and you want to wow about
Not I. Not
You're
I.
a serial rapist. Like, oh my god, this is
Sir.
so wrong.
Sir, alleged.
alleged.
No, he loves cereal. He loves cereal.
Yeah, he's a tricks kind of guy. Tricks are
Yeah. His second favorite is Honey Nut, and I gotta go.
man. Been a great football season. We're gonna definitely put a great show together for you guys on Thursday. So make sure again tune in Thursday 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not our typical time to start, but because we do this every year and we got multiple guests in different time zones representing different teams, it's kind of always hard to put them all in one show. So this is what we came up with. So hey, we will see you guys Thursday 5:30 Eastern Standard Time for the championship weekend show. Y'all know where to find us: I.O.W Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, most importantly YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. All the information is at the bottom of the screen. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Big homie Nick Shine, Detroit Mail, Wildcard Mar. We out. We'll see y'all Thursday. Peace and love, y'all.
Peace.